Wine Future is the most important summit of the wine industry that will gather in Hong Kong the world's leading experts from November the 6th to the 8th to discuss the challenges and opportunities facing the wine industry. Robert Parker, Jancis Robinson, Francis Ford Coppola, Michel Roland and Pancho Campo are among the numerous personalities participating in this conference.
Very exciting, I think, that here we have Brazil, which is a huge country, not really known much outside Brazil for its wine production, and yet it can produce wines of this quality. Here's a wine made in the image of champagne, made by Cave Geisse, who is a Chilean, who was brought to Brazil to research, try to find somewhere for LVMH to make a good sparkling wine, and pioneered this area, Pinto Bandeira, in Rio Grande do Sul. It's in the hills, sort of slightly closer to Buenos Aires, in fact, than to Rio, if that places it for you. As you can see in your booklet, he came to Brazil in the late 70s, and he pioneered this area where he still produces this lovely wine with his son Daniel, and the two of them are also consultants, winemaking consultants to Casa Silva in Chile, which some of you will know, which is making some really interesting wines and is developing whole new cooler areas within Chile. And I gave this wine blind to please start tasting. I gave this wine blind to some very wine knowledgeable friends while tasting it to see if it was as good as... I've got a really, really good team working with me, and two of them independently had come across this wine and were absolutely knocked out by it. And so I asked the Geisses if they would kindly send me a magnum to try, and served it blind to people who would have expected me to serve a very grand champagne. And everyone was very impressed, and I think it's aged beautifully. When I tasted that, I think I will perhaps not taste every single wine as we go along, but I found when I tasted it that it almost had a nose of some brioche, almost soaked in milky coffee. I don't always find sort of long strings of similar flavours, but in that particular bottle I was getting a little bit of kumquat, sort of, or maybe even bitter orange peel. It's grown at 810 metres, nice and high, on sort of volcanic soil, very low fertility, very good drainage, which is what you need there because it's very, very damp. And I think that's probably why Brazil has perfected the art of fizz making so well. I've tasted quite a lot of Brazilian wine, and the reds are certainly getting better and better, and they are prospecting more and more interesting areas. But the original heartland of the Brazilian wine industry was in Rio Grande do Sul, which is pretty damp, and I think they had to pick the grapes before they reached full ripeness just because of the damp in the pot originally. And so it was a natural development to turn them into good sparkling wine. And they certainly, so far, the best Brazilian wines I've tasted have all been fizz.